Welcome back for more Burning Crusade dungeons. We're back in Coilfang, middle of Zinga Marsh. We gotta swim under a pipe here in the middle to get to it. So whereas the left and right path were Slave Pens and Underbog, now we're doing their level 70 dungeon, Steamvaults. And this big one here is their 25-man raid. This time we got 2 rep paladins. Troll is over there on the left. You don't want to get all of them, so run away. The daily quest today was actually Steamvaults. That's us to get 14 Myrmidons. Myrmidons? Gonna get veered into the group anyway. Nice try. That's just not too difficult, but a bunch of the Naga in here like to fear. Corpse over there. Never leave loot behind. Gotta get my shiny fish scale that's only worth a couple copper to a hunter. Giant fucking bog overboard over here. Actually be cutting through here in the back. Be able to see there. I'm not going to be clearing all this shit in here. Most of the stuff in here you can't even skip, but in the first read you can skip a bunch of stuff. Cool thing, engineer. He just hurled some dynamite at us. Okay, so it's the big guys that are requests. I think you could skip any of those. Corium lockbox. Grab this patrol over here. I don't think there's a fancy story behind this place. It's just another Naga base. I think this is their main one other than the 25-man raid. I throw through that. Manite vein up there. Maybe we can avoid both of those groups. All of these. But I think I'll get this pack on the right here. Just wait for the patrol to get away from it. Come down here. The other mob back there. Well, they killed it. Doesn't matter too much who's eating the spells, because that shit ignores armor and defenses anyway. It's going to. Those bolts are going to hit anyone just as hard as they hit me. Unless I had magic resist. Because that falls on your magic resist stat. And I don't have any. See that bolt bounce back? Only got one dungeon left after this one, as far as 5-mans go. I saved the hardest one for last, which is Shattered Halls. There's another 5-man that gets added to the game in a later phase. called Magister's Terrace. That's not in the game right now. We're in what they are calling Phase 2. So you see, here's Phase 3, which isn't in the game. Here's Phase 4. And there's 5. So that's not going to be in the game for a long time.
The depths will consume you.
Here's our first boss. It's a mage lady with 2 water elementals. Kill her 2 pets first, unless you have a warlock to banish one. She likes to put up a nasty storm. So if that shit is floating over you, you better get out from under it.
Our matron will be the end of you.
Gotta hit this machine here. Can't skip her because you need this machine. We're gonna need the machine at the next boss too. When you hit both of those, it opens the door to the last guy. $99. Let's continue. Done a patrol here. Daily quest for Steamvault wants 14 of these Myrmidons. That makes 4 of them. Forget if you can use this shit to block. I think you just gotta go back to the door. He's throwing through it. You have a nice looking axe. about the others. We'll be coming back, because that door over there goes to the final boss. This door goes to the second boss, which we can't skip because we need the machine behind him. Slaves over here. Instead of helping us fight their master, they help that guy fight us. What's funny though is that you can get additional rep for killing these slaves. Even though they're not allied with the Naga, they're slaves. You gotta wonder why the Cenarian expedition would give you rep. Basically, thank you for killing the slaves. Most of them have tried to run away. When you kill the slave masters, the other guys try to run away. Not this one though. This slave seems to be very loyal to the people who whip him and yell at him. But the ones back there will do it. Now we got gnomes. McGeener Thermoplug called. He wants his leper gnomes back. The boss of Nomergon. I doubt I said his weird name correctly, but oh well. Can I grab that? That puff cloud floating around is a mote of mana. As an engineer, I could suck it up with my Zap Throttle mote extractor, and which is worth some money. Is that the same name? This is McGeener Steam. Okay, let me check the other one. Let's see. No, we're not. Yeah, McGeener Thermoplug. This one's McGeener Steam Rigger. Sounds like the same voice actor too. They reuse voices all over the place. popped out and got smashed by his mech. There you have it, dropped a boomstick. Yeah, it looks impressive, but if you actually compare the stats... Here's the other machine. I'm not gonna get any of these shards, am I? Those large shards are usually between 20 and 22 gold. What's funny is that if you vendor the blue, you get like 5 gold. If it's a weapon, maybe up to 10 gold or something. Okay, we're gonna come around over here. I think those 2 packs on the other side we can just skip. The question though is, are we gonna get enough myrmidons for this quest? So there's 1 in that pack, 1 in that pack over there. But if there's at least 4 in the final room, we'll get them all anyway. So, we'll find out. I don't know how many they're giving us. It may have been an exact 14, which you can't skip any of them. This will put us at 10. I think the last room is going to have at least 4 of them. But we'll see. There's 2 right there. And I think there's 2 other groups. Isn't there a patrol in here? Yeah, it looks like there is 4. Okay, that's perfect. So we don't need those other groups at all. That's a daily quest, so you can do it every day. But the quest that's being offered is random. So it picks one of the dungeons at level 70. It could keep hitting the same one, or it might not. Now we're at 12. We got 2 left. These can be annoying on heroic. Because you'll notice that they don't stay on one target. Sometimes they like to just swing at someone else that's in melee range. So they'll swing at the main target, whoever's top threat, but they will also sometimes swing at someone else in melee range. So if you are melee damage, they'll just chomp at you. And you don't have the defense for that, or armor. not that big of a problem in normal mode. It's an issue on heroic. You might have to get out of melee range. You stop getting hit by those. Okay. Ugor is right. It's a siren. The sorcerer is the mage. I forget what the oracle does. Maybe the oracle heals. Making good time on this dungeon. We're almost done with it already. Yep, everyone just got that quest done. We are up to Warlord Thrash. This is a pretty easy boss, though. He puts up a spell, Reflect for casters, that you want to avoid if you're casting magic on him. Though I can't remember if he does that in normal mode. It might be heroic.
You think yourselves worthy simply because you your head will grow.
I interrupted his dialogue. Made him clip over himself. But every now and then he'll start self-hitting from one of these tanks. And yeah, there's the spell reflect, so he does. When he does that, you need to smash the tank before that completes, otherwise he will get a large damage buff for the rest of the fight. You can probably survive him getting one of those buffs, but if he gets a second stack on it, you're gonna die. On normal mode though, we could probably just ignore that entirely, because you can see he's gonna die. He would have died before that second tank completed anyway. There's the Shaman Elemental Glove. But on heroic, that's a big deal. You can't let him get the buffs off those tanks. Most tanks will die just from him getting the first buff. Or the healer will start having to run out of mana, spamming him with heals to keep him alive, because the boss gets a big spike in damage for each one of those buffs. If you smash the tank before the channel completes, he doesn't get the buff. 7 of these armaments. Those are worth some money because that's a rep item. This turns in for Cenarian rep. And that is it for Steamvaults. Looks like I'm getting a shard. Those are worth some good money. Although I might just hold on to it because I always need more for enchants anyway. Got one left. I'll be going back to Hellfire. Back over here to do Shattered Halls.